Ed Gallagher here, professor of Christian Scripture at Heritage Christian University. I am in our library's reference room. I've got a new book here that just came out, and our library has a copy of it now. It is this book, Understanding the Hebrew Bible, edited by John Barton, which is, that's good to see John Barton still doing this kind of stuff. Essays by members of the Society for Old Testament Study. Now, for some people, that already clues you into what you're getting in this book. This is a book for scholars. Again, essays by members of the Society for Old Testament Study. The Society for Old Testament Study is this British society. I think it's British. And every 20, 25 years, they have put out this kind of book. I mean, going back like 100 years now. I forget when the first one was put out, but the last one was put out, I think, in 1999, if memory serves, or maybe it was 2001, somewhere around there. They put out this kind of a book. So this is the latest edition, 2025, published by Oxford. All of them are published by Oxford, I think. And what you're getting is different chapters written by different scholars, members of the Society for Old Testament Study, um, surveying the latest approaches to the study of the Hebrew Bible. That's what it is. You can see how thick it is. It's about 400 pages. There are 26 chapters in those 400 pages, and you get sort of standard chapters. So there's chapter one is on the Pentateuch. It's written by Nathan MacDonald. It's about 20 pages long. Chapter two, so then you go to the next section of the Old Testament. Chapter two is on the narrative books by Reinhard G. Kratz, and it's 17 pages long. Chapter three, prophetic and apocalyptic literature, 17 pages long. It's by Anya Klein. And then you've got a chapter on wisdom literature, psalms and poems. And I guess that covers the genres of the Old Testament. And then you get to other things that are relevant to Old Testament study. Again, these are all chapters that are going to be surveying scholarship, not introductions to the Psalms, like chapter 5, Psalms and Poems by Susan Gillingham. Not an introduction of the Psalms. It's going to be a survey of scholarship over the past 25 years on the Psalms. So it's supposed to get you up to speed on what are people discussing these days when it comes to this particular topic with regard to the Hebrew Bible. So then chapter 6, the Bible and Early Jewish Literature by Carol Newsom. Now she's at Emory, so that sort of, so it can't be all British people. I think. Anyway, chapter 7, Biblical Canons. I'm definitely interested in that one. George Brooke. James Aitken, the late James Aitken, wrote Textual Criticism in chapter 8. And then we've got Philology and Linguistics, Archaeology by Hugh Williamson. That's interesting. Laura Quick wrote on the ancient Near Eastern context, C.L. Crouch on the history of Israel and Judah, and that's just the first 12 chapters. I mean, there's a whole bunch. Once you turn the page on the table of contents, you start getting sort of the newer approaches that probably weren't so much covered in the previous volume from whenever that was, 1999 or something. Like visual cultures of the Hebrew Bible. I don't know, maybe. And that is, let me see if I can pronounce this lady's name, Francesca Stavrakopoulou. She's well known. She wrote a book, well, a couple of years ago on the bodies of God. Um, Theological Interpretation of Scripture by Richard Briggs. Gender and the Hebrew Bible by Carolyn Blythe. Postcolonialist Readings of the Hebrew Bible by Hugh Piper. Ethics in the Hebrew Bible by Errol Davies. Hebrew Bible and Ecology by Hilary Marlowe. Race, Hebrew Bible and Race, and then there's a long subtitle, A Critical Assessment of the Textual, Historical, and Reception Discourses in Biblical Studies in Relation to Race by, I'm going to butcher this name, Saurayi K. Mapfeka. The Hebrew Bible and Social Sciences by Catherine Southwood. Hebrew Bible and Psychology by Ekaterina Kozlova. Cognitive Science in the Hebrew Bible by Joachim Schaper. Reception of the Hebrew Bible in Music, Visual Art, Literature, Theater, and Film by Deborah Rook, Hilary Morse, and David J. Shepard. And then Translating the Hebrew Bible by Jim West and Literary Approaches to the Hebrew Bible by Paul Joyce. That covers most of the chapters. Um, I think I got almost all of them in there. Chapter 13, Religious Practice in Ancient Israel and Judah. That should be interesting. Mark Scarlatta. Okay, so like I say, about 20 pages per chapter, 15 to 20 pages per chapter, a summary of the critical approaches to that particular topic over the past 25 years. It'll be a helpful book. I think I'll probably need to read a couple of chapters for my teaching this semester. If you're in the area, the Shoals area, you can certainly come by and check out the books in the Overton Memorial Library on the campus of Heritage Christian University.